Hi, I'm Zach. Today, I'm feeding all the animals because my parents have gone on vacation. And so, myself and a friend of my parents are here to take care of all the animals for about 10 days. And I do the morning feed. The first step is bringing up an apple and some lettuce. Hi, Freya. So Freya and her mother have been running away. They run away. And so my parents put them on a lead so they don't run away, but we let them off a couple times a day. Hey, Odin. Odin barks at everything. When you get caught up, quit sniffing my butt. I said quit sniffing my butt. What the heck? I'll let Freya off after I get done feeding this morning. Because if I let her off now and I start feeding all the animals, she will likely run away. Or there's a big possibility. What's up, Luna Kitty? And that's Angus over there. He barks at everything, but really, on the inside, he's just a giant, fluffy, cuddle animal. He's a sweet animal who just needs love. Even though he barks at everything. He sounds and looks ferocious. Look at him. What? Ooh, 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 doo, ooh, doo, ooh, doo, ooh, boo, ooh. Ooh. I know the camera's scary, isn't it? I'm hoping the camera doesn't freak out animals today. I'm actually feeding a little bit later than I have been. Yesterday, I woke up at 3:30 a.m. because I had to be at work by 5:45 a.m. It takes me about an hour and a half or so to feed by myself. But today I'm starting at 6 a.m. So the first step up here is I give the dogs dog food. They're out over there. We got some over here. That container. So my parents are not vegan. And I'm just here to help out the animals with whatever food they buy for them. But %90 of these animals eat vegan because they're all herbivores besides the dogs and the cats. And that's another video. For this video, I'm just going to show you me feeding the animals. So here we go. Time to feed some dogs. There's actually multiple spots where we feed the dogs. And I'll bring down some dog food for Freya at the end. The dog down there on the lead, staring at us. Hey Winnie. How you doing this morning? They already have a lot of dog food. So that means that we don't have to give them a lot. Just kind of top off the bowls a little bit. And that's fine. It's all good. Bootsy. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do now is give the cat some food. Yeah. Yeah. So, of course, as a vegan, I have a lot of care and compassion for animals, but I think owning animals just because you love animals is not the best thing to do. Not judging my parents, but I would disagree in the sense of having this many animals and then like cats and dogs and all these things. But they take in a lot of animals that need homes, so that's a wonderful thing. And whether they feed them vegan or not, or if they can with cats and dogs, that is a whole nother video. But what I'm saying is just having animals for your own selfish reason because you like animals and you like looking at them is not, it breeds a lot of room for suffering. But that's another video. Again, I need to stop getting off track. We're feeding the animals in this video. So next is the horses. Well, the horse and the mule. I'm gonna put this right here, and I'm gonna just walk into these stalls and put their food in there and then let them in. Yeah. What do you think about that? This cat likes to hang out and meow at me at this particular spot. Why? I don't know. Here's the chickens. We let them out every morning. Hello, chickens. There's another spot for chickens. Meow. These are the normal chickens, or the traditional. Chickens aren't normal. They've been selectively bred to produce eggs at a rate that is not natural for them. And that's another video, isn't it, Kitty? I just keep going on vegan tangents, don't I? Yeah. Alright. Now, I'm gonna start preparing food for the animals in back, that way. Can you see it? All the way back there. There's donkeys, there's a pig, and there's goats. So here we go. And the pig is who gets the apple. Sometimes I feed it directly to her. Like most times I do. And then dog food also goes in the bag, because there's a dog house back there for dogs that roam back there. Or for possums, apparently. Sometimes possums come by and try to eat the dog food or the cat food. And we loaded up inside this gator right here, so I shall do that. And then I put a bale of hay and 3 flakes of compact hay inside the gator. So let's go ahead and grab this with one hand. Vegan strength. The phone fell. That's bound to happen a couple times in this video. I'm glad it didn't fall inside of muddy mud. Well, it fell inside of mud, but my phone doesn't look muddy. So it's not muddy mud, whatever that means. Okay, hay down. Now, hey guys, come on. Now for the compact egg. Let me turn this light on. Hey, Ollie. Yeah, you sitting there at your meowing spot, meowing at me. I got it on video. Now the world knows about it. They know what you do. Yeah. Yeah, I'm uploading this. Stay. Okay, got the pig, the donkeys, the goats, the hay. We're good to go. I forgot to let this thing run for a minute because if it doesn't run, then it'll shut off whenever I try to put it into drive or high. It goes from P to L for low and then H to high. But it doesn't seem like it's shutting off. Let's go. Let's see. It's working. I forgot an important step. And that is to open the barn door. This wheel is a little bit harder to turn than, there's more friction than most vehicles. But it's a very reliable vehicle. It doesn't seem to get stuck in mud. And I've heard my parents say, or in ice and snow. Push that open a little bit more. There's the doghouse. There's the donkeys. Donkeys. Okay. Hold on a second. What are you doing? He's eating an egg. Oh, it's too late. He ate it. I figured he might be a choking hazard for a dog, but he broke it open and ate it. I'm not really sure if eggs are bad for dogs, but I imagine he eats eggs a lot since there's a lot of chickens here that have been selectively bred, as all chickens are these days, to produce more eggs than natural. So there's eggs laying around everywhere. There's also guinea eggs. There's more nutrients for him, I suppose. Or it's an opportunity for him to choke and die. What the heck? Anyway, this is supposed to be a wholesome video about feeding the animals. About feeding the animals. I gotta change my tone. Okay, this is the dog house where yesterday, pretty sure it was yesterday, whenever I fed at like 4 a.m. I woke up at 3:30 a.m., came up here by 4. The dogs were barking at something in here, so I'm pretty sure there was a possum or something that came up. But I don't think that they'd come up here that often, being that there's a lot of dogs that roam around and watch the perimeter and protect the chickens and the guineas. They're very protective. These dogs have also been selectively bred by man to be that way. Pretty sure. Okay, time to feed some donkeys. I'm gonna set this down so I can use both my hands and just put it right here. So another vegan tangent is having this many animals, and of course that's a lot of room. There's a lot more room than, I suppose, compared to factory farms or standards where it would be illegal and classified as animal abuse. But as a vegan, I like to think that they should be able to run and roam around this entire pasture, just like the horses do. But of course that's dangerous sometimes. Like, some animals just don't get along with other animals, so for their own well-being they stay inside enclosed places, but not completely enclosed. They still have a decent amount of room. But what I'm saying is, whenever you have this many animals for your own pleasure of having animals, then it's putting your own pleasure of having animals over the well-being of that animal. And sure, the animal's probably living a pretty decent life, especially compared to wild or whatever, but well, no, naturally a donkey would probably roam around more than just this, like, 1/4 an acre, or however big this area is. So what I'm saying is, for the animals that are enclosed in these areas and they don't really ever get to go out, it's not really the best thing, in my opinion. I think they should be able to roam around too. And whenever you're putting your own pleasure of just having animals and just and you have too many animals to where they can't all roam around, then it's it's not good for the well-being of the animal. It's not right, and it's exploiting the animals, in my opinion. But that's another video. I'm here to feed the animals, to help out my parents and to help the animals while my parents go on a much needed vacation. I don't know if they've ever been on a vacation in their entire life. I'm just kidding. No, they have, but it's been a while. And I love my parents. I love these animals. That's my thoughts. Here we go. Time to go feed a pig. These are the male goats. So my mom told me that Petunia, this pig, sometimes gets food aggressive. I guess she charged at her or something whenever she got in between her and her food. I think I just found a crystal on the ground, which is weird. Oh look, there's a tiny spider on my hand. Oh, he's going up my sleeve. Get out of my sleeve, spider. I'm not really scared of spiders, but if they go in your clothes and then they get squished in your clothes, then they'll bite you. It's okay. I love you, spider. I trust you. Don't bite me. That's not a crystal, though. It looks like a crystal at first glance, but Anyway, getting distracted. So, Petunia's food aggressive, apparently. So it makes me a little nervous because she's a giant pig. And another great note to the fact of having Petunia is my parents told me that she probably would have ended up being someone's dinner if she wasn't living here. So this is a much better life for her than factory farm, being slaughtered to become Christmas dinner or just a bunch of dinners. And she seems pretty content, but at the same time it would be nice if she'd be able to roam around too. I've seen videos of pigs running around, like frolicking around, you know, getting to have a lot of space. So but at least she's got a better life than factory farm. She's got a decent amount of room in here. She's got a little mud puddle she likes to go in whenever it's hot. And she's got a nice shelter that protects her. But still, more room for animals is always a good thing. Hi, Petunia. Hi, Petunia. Yeah, I got an apple for you. I got apple for you. There you go. There you go. Oh, oh. Say hi to YouTube, Petunia. What do you think? Am I exploiting you for views? Oh no! Love you, Petunia. Oh, mustn't forget the bucket. Bye, Petunia. I might be just thinking a little bit too much about the amount of room these animals get, because I'm sure they're happy, a lot of them. I just have these thoughts of, you know, naturally, or they might be inclined to have more room and to roam around in more space than just this. And the only reason why they're not is, well, there's a couple of reasons, because some of them would hurt and kill each other if they got into each other's territory. But there's no reason to have this many animals on a piece of property just for your own pleasure, especially if the consequence is them not having enough room. But okay, I'm gonna stop going on that tangent and feed some goats. What's up, goats? They like to get in the way. Oh my god. Good thing we have like 5 places for me. We had 6 places for me to put their food. There's only 3 of them. And now I'm gonna give them hay. But I'm gonna pull the gator up. So the last step for this side is leaving hay out for the horses, because after I let the horses out, after feeding them, they roam around this pasture, and then we put some hay underneath that little canopy thing and right outside of it too. Well, the horse and the mule, I keep saying the horses because for the longest time my parents have had multiple horses, but they've died of old age, one, and then another one died of some complication. I'm not sure what it was, something to do with his stomach. And he died a little young, which is a tragedy. So now we're down to 1 horse and 1 mule. We also used to have a miniature horse. Well, my mom got 2 other miniature horses recently, like a year or 2 ago. She does take in a lot of animals that need homes, so that's better than animals not having homes. So I can't really judge my parents on the amount of room that they have, especially since they give them as much room as they possibly can for their own well-being. But not all of them, as far as they're not all here just to have homes, which is also why I brought up that topic. And there's other places it would be better for them, but I'm gonna stop going to that topic, and it's time to put some hay down for the horses. So now I'm gonna get this wagon and bring it over here. And it's time to prepare all the buckets for the animals on this side. There's a lot more goats. Starting to get a little hot now. Sorry, Katie. It's a little chilly in the morning. But it's about to start getting hot outside. Being summertime and all. Okay, so there's a cat like far back there that stays away from all the other cats. She doesn't like the other cats. She stays with one of the alpacas for whatever reason. They're buddies. Cat and alpaca. Her name's Callie. Callie and Raymond. Raymond the alpaca, Callie the cat. Apparently there's another cat that my parents aren't sure if it's a stray cat or another cat that they used to have, because all these cats they've had since kittens and some of them ran off, I guess. But there's another cat that comes by Callie's food bowl at night. And so they're not sure if it's one of the older kittens that ran off or just a stray cat that's coming by. But they named him Fernando. Okay. So, whoa, my lord. We got some food for the cat, some food for the mini horses. It's alright, Katie. Scaring you, aren't I? All these loud noises. Let me just put that there. And then I'm gonna get food for all the birds. There's emus, guineas, Polish chickens, peacocks. Lots of birds. And this next part is the only other non-vegan food part besides the cat and dog food. It's mealworms for the birds, which isn't necessary. If I was feeding all these animals, I'd find some other good source of nutrients for the birds that's vegan. Same thing with the dogs. I'm not so sure about cats. I think they're obligatory or obligated carnivores. But at the same time, I know that since we're making lab meat, we should be able to make grown lab meat type nutrients for cat food eventually. We can do that right now, but that's a whole nother video. And I know that's going to trigger a lot of people. They're going to be like, no, cats and dogs need to eat meat or they're going to die. But I know there's ways. But at the same time, I'm not a professional, and I would need money and resource to make sure that they're all right. So I'm not 100% sure if I would do that if I had this farm. And I don't plan on having a farm with a bunch of animals, with cats and dogs, where I'd have to feed them meat, because I don't think that's right. But that's a whole nother video. Although I would like to take in animals and help them out throughout my life. So maybe I would do that, and I would try to find the best way to do it. But anyway, time to feed some birds. This is the mealworms. You're not a bird. You're not a bird. Hey, these birds eat millets too. I've been eating millets. It's a good source of like whole grain, and it's better for the soil also, compared to like rice and certain things. And the fact that it doesn't take as much water and a whole bunch of stuff. But that's another video. We should start eating millets instead of rice and oatmeal as a whole grain. It's better for the soil and for the planet, which means it's better for all the animals and for the human animals. Alright, first thing I do is I feed the chickens in the barn. And I give them water. So Tom, my parents' friend who is helping feed all the animals, he's doing the night feed and the watering of the animals, but I still water some of the animals, and I do the morning feed. The morning feed is much more complicated. You have to feed a lot more animals. You don't feed as many. It's a lot simpler a night feed. It takes like half an hour for night feed. So I said that to clarify that it's even. We're both doing work here. Erp. Right. Hello. I got some food for you. And water. What the heck happened here? kitty. Don't you dare knock over that phone stand. Whoa. That's never happened. She got so excited to eat, she flew down and hit me in the face with her wing. Or she's trying to get revenge on all chicken kind. Look, I'm vegan. I'm with you. I don't choose sides. I'm on everybody's side. What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to hurt you. I think they know that. We're friends. I think that was a good sign, actually. They're starting to get used to me. So much so that they're going to be close to me without freaking out. Don't poop on me. You look like you're thinking about pooping on me. Katie, I see you. The cat was sniffing the stand, almost like he's thinking about knocking it over or something. You see that, Cannon? It's crazy. These cats are crazy. Meow. There's the guineas. They roam around the yard freely. There's a lot of them. There's like 20 of them or something. They'll roost inside of tree branches and stuff. They'll just fly up high and roam around. Apparently they eat ticks and stuff, which I suppose is good for humans, being able to walk around the yard and not worry about ticks. It's bad for the ticks. Ticks are parasites though. Still, I have compassion for, yeah, I know, I'm strange. For ticks. I attempt to hold compassion for all beings. All living things, even the plants I eat, which is strange too. It's stranger for ticks, because ticks are trying to eat me. But if you can hold compassion for a tick, then that's a good thing. More compassion in your life. Not misguided compassion that makes you delusional. I mean, I'll still defend myself if I need to. But if I find a tick, I just let it outside. Or just take it off of me and throw it away and hope it doesn't find its way back to me. Or some other creature. Let it die of starvation. It's horrible. I think about it every single time. I'm like, is this the best thing to do? I mean, should I put the tick out of its misery? No, that's horrible too. Just take it off, let it live its life. Maybe it'll find something else, maybe it won't. Anyway, lots of vegan tangents here. Time to put all these buckets inside of this wagon. Well, nope. Looks like I'm short on goat feed. I gotta get the goats' food together, and we're running low, so I gotta pull all this stuff out and put some goat feed in there. So time to do that. Sorry, Kitty. I know you're in a good spot. The cat likes laying on the coat. I set the coat down here. I don't know if you guys saw that. Cat was laying on it. You always do that, don't you? Probably because it smells like my mom. This is her coat, I'm pretty sure. She uses whenever she feeds. And the cat misses my mom. was I? Oh yeah, filling up this bucket. Here we got the mini horse. Got that. Oh, don't forget the alpacas. I'm running low on buckets here. Pretty sure a couple were left over here. There we go. Is that good? No, no, no. Hey, you're not eating. What are you doing? Hey. You're not supposed to be eating that. Have you been doing that this entire time? He's got a hurt eye. I don't remember how it happened. One of his eyes hurts. I know the animals are curious as to what I'm carrying around here, this device, this phone. I can see it on the look in their face. They're like, what is that? What are you gonna do with that? Don't hurt me. Well, I mean, I imagine they trust me, at least to a certain extent. I'm still new. I don't feed a lot with my parents. In fact, I haven't fed. I've helped them water whenever they couldn't, but I haven't fed in years for them. I've offered, but they're always like, oh no, it's fine, we got this. And whenever I first showed up, like 2 or 3 years ago, whenever I came back here, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna help them feed. And then I woke up early in the morning and I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. But I was also still vaping and just getting off alcohol on certain things, so. Now I'm in a much better place and I easily wake up. I even woke up earlier than, not that it's a competition, but earlier than they usually do. Because of my job, I had to be at work at 5:45. So I woke up at 3:30. I keep saying that because I am proud of it. I want the world to know. I woke up at 3:30 to work on a farm. Yeah. It's silly. It's silly. Okay. Okay. Alright, time to put all these buckets inside of this wagon. Oh yeah, I got the lettuce. I'm putting the lettuce in for some guineas and some peacocks. Now it's time to feed the goats, because if you don't feed the goats first, they will attack this and try to eat it all. And also, I'm gonna want to cover them up. So they don't eat the food. Cover them up with empty buckets. Thought I had more buckets. And there's one other thing I'm forgetting. It's more compact hay for the miniature horses. And sometimes the alpacas need compact hay too. So, get that if I can. I can. I don't know why I said if I can. Unconsciously saying things. I can. I think I can. I know I can. But don't be too full of yourself. Okay, time to feed some goats. You're a turkey, not a goat. That's funny. Silly turkey. Turkey goat. This turkey was a goat in her past life. I don't know if you see the turkey over there. There's some guineas. Oh, there you are. I see you, turkey. Running around with the goats, eating. Anyway, feeding the turkey's not on the list. The turkey just roams around like the guineas. So I suppose the turkey's supposed to eat whatever insects she finds or whatever food she can get to, like this. Which is a bit strange. You should feed the turkey. Maybe she's hungry. Maybe that's why she's trying to eat the goat food. But I don't know. If she survived this long, seems fine. I know sometimes my parents throw out grapes and stuff to them. Still, not just about survival. The well-being of an animal is very important. Beyond just barely surviving. And turkey should get a whole healthy diet. But I gotta have more trust in my parents. I'm just gonna stop talking and just say it's all good. It's all good. The turkey's eating now. Goat food. Things could be better. It's okay to have a healthy, skeptical mind. Things could be better. Okay? But, hey, Ty. You gotta stay. You're not supposed to be out. Okay, this is the Polish chickens. There's a guinea flying. They like to roost up there. There's some peacocks. There's one example of having animals They're in a giant cage, of course. It's still pretty big, but peacocks should be able to roam around, in my opinion, not just be in a like 24 foot by 24 foot cage their entire life. But again, this is a feeding animals video, not your food, not a vegan tangents video. Nope, not your food. It's not your food. Not food. Come on. Come on. So I'll leave those there. I'll be back for them later. To feed the peacock and the peacocks. There's 2 of them. And the Polish chickens and roosters. Some of them are just normal roosters, I think. There are other varieties of breeds, whatever. Feed the birds of those species, those pieces of life. This is Soxy. And Sky, the dog who runs away just like her daughter. They usually run away together, but sometimes in different directions. And then they'll split up, and then they'll meet up, and then they're great Pyrenees. So the breed of dog is bred where they roam around the perimeter. They're very territorial, and they roam around the perimeter. He also likes to eat food that's not his, although that bucket on top is his food. So I strategized. Haha. No, but don't be eating that food, because that's definitely not your food. Gotta put it up like that. There we go. Alright. There's Sky. Sky likes to run away just like her daughter. I'll let her off to roam in a little bit. After this video, probably. Because we let the dogs off, Freya and Sky off separately. Otherwise, it's hard to keep track of them. They both go different directions, and then one's running away and you're watching the other one, and yeah. Sky, Sky, Sky. So if the alpaca has low hay, give him 1 plate. This compact hay. Hey, Soxy. There you go. Yes, yes, yes. Now, I might need to give Sky some food too. Oh, she's got dog food in there. That's all good. Can't really see it, but it's looking good. Oh, Tom filled her up last night, probably. Well, definitely, because I don't know who else would have. Okay, so now to feed some miniature horses. The miniature horses probably heard me, and that's why they're getting all excited. Well, they know they're next. I don't know if they speak English. You ready to eat? Yeah. Yeah. You got pretty blue eyes, don't you? Alright. Oh, my lord. Here I come. I'm walking in with your food. I'm going back in here. Because back here is where the alpaca and Callie the cat is at. So I'm gonna go get their food. And then we'll take a trip back there. You guys want to say hi? Yeah? You're on YouTube. They're such sweet, tiny horses. I used to have a very big fear of horses because I was kicked by a horse as a kid. I went to the hospital for a week. But I've outgrown that fear, mostly. There's still, I wouldn't call it a fear, but I'm careful around large animals. Or just animals in general. Hey, Raymond. Alright, gotta use both my hands. Make sure you don't drop the food. Ooh. Hey, you knocked over your thing. You knocked it over. He's very vocal. He goes, There's Callie. She's sitting there, usually. There's the bowl where I put Raymond's hay. He doesn't always need it, but he needs some today. And this is where we put Callie's food because apparently Freya, the dog who runs off, would come back here. Was it Freya or Odin? One of the dogs would come back here and take the food bowl for some reason. Just like lift it up with their mouth and go hide it somewhere or set it down, chew on it. They're still puppies. But also this is where my parents said they've been feeding a raccoon before. A raccoon is apparently coming here and eating the food, Callie's food. And this is where Fernando, the stray cat, or the cat that ran away years ago as a kitten, came back and is now eating Callie's food. But I'm sure Callie eats it too. You eat your food when you're hungry, right? If she was really hungry, she'd be coming over here eating the food right now. There's some emus. They're who I'm feeding next. So this is taking me much longer since I'm recording and carrying a camera and showing you. I also usually, I'm running around whenever I'm doing this. I'm running as fast as I can. Because I like to get done and then have time in the day to do other things with my life. But I'm gonna take 2 trips instead of 1 trip like I usually do since I'm holding the camera. Might even be 3 trips. Because I got 3 buckets to carry. And I can't, you know what? I got an idea. Make it 2 trips. Don't be breaking out, emus. Get the food for the guineas. They're already eating their food. Look at you guys. They're like modern day dinosaurs. But they're not aggressive like ostriches, apparently. I used to be scared of them, I'd say. More scared of them. But I'm not so scared of them now that I've been feeding them and see that they're not really that aggressive. To me, at least. Unfortunately, one of them died because he was pecked or something and he wasn't able to eat as much like the other ones. And the first day I came here to feed all of them, and my parents were showing me how to feed or reminding me, because I fed before, it's just been a little bit. I saw Tim on the ground and they said he's been picked on. It's another example of having a lot of animals for your own pleasure and not properly like putting them in the right spot, because they've known that he's been pecked and picked on. And you know, but I'm not trying to put my parents in a bad light. They do take in animals that need homes, even though they take in animals for their own pleasure and put their well-being at risk. But I've never said that to them straight up. Well, I've had arguments with them whenever I first went vegan, but I'm not trying to argue with them. I'm trying to be empathetic and inspire them. And it's especially since I live with them now and I moved back in and they're helping me get my life together. So it just caused an argument, and I know that they're not going to listen to me being their son. And no offense to them, but they are selfish and stubborn, it seems. And I fear an argument. But these guys also, one has been picked on by all the other guineas, so he's in here to protect him from the other guineas. So that is, I mean, my parents do try, even though they don't really need some of these animals, like the emus and these guineas. So maybe the best thing to do would be to find them a home, or there's another way, because, well, one guinea's in there to be a friend, one is in there because he's picked on a lot. So, and they're in this tiny space for a very long amount of time. With the vegan state of mind, it makes me think that there's something better that could be done to protect them, so they don't have to stay inside this small space. But anyway, we'll come back and feed them. The emus are getting restless. They're wondering why I'm talking to myself and when I'm going to give them their food. Here's a little vegan, got veganism on my mind. Little emu shelter. This is where we feed them. This is where they get shelter from the rain and sleep. It's one of their shelters. They also had that other shed. You might have missed it. is that shed over there. And up there is where guineas can roost if they want, but they like to roost in the trees. They'll roost on those tree branches on top of the peacock shelter. So that's another roosting place for them. And then there's that shed for the emus. All right, now I'm gonna go get their bucket of water for in there. So that's one of the few waters that I do. And I should fill that up also. Oh, fill it up. I should empty it out, clean it out, and then fill it up. Late reaction. Thinking about other things too. Although they do have another bucket of water over here, and Tom is on water duty. Let's see how the water is over here for them. Yeah, it's got some leaves, but it's not muddy and dirty like the other one. I'll fill that other one up. There's a garden. I was gonna water that today also. Since it's supposed to get hot. Although I gotta make sure I don't overwater the blueberry bushes that I planted. I'm not even keeping track of the pH levels or anything, and one of the blueberry bushes, the more grown out one, has yellow leaves. So that's either a sign of overwatering or the acidity or pH levels inside of it are not right. It's my first time gardening, really. I mean, I've helped my dad before. There's some strawberries. And you can barely see that blueberry bush over there. It's got yellow leaves. There's one there. There's another one there. Oh, my lentils are sprouting. You don't even know what I'm talking about. There's so much green and plants in there. Anyway, sorry, Sky. I'll be back for you, Sky. She's looking at me like, aren't you gonna let me off? I usually don't have time to let her off, but actually there was just that one day. Whenever I worked in the morning, since I had to be at work by 5:45, but Tom, my parents' friend, lets him off, and he does the water. So we correlate and work together. Anything that I miss, he does. But today, I don't work until 3 p.m., so I'll be able to let them off. Time to feed some of these Polish chickens. And there go a bunch of guineas and the peacocks. Sorry, I'm not trying to scare you. Some of them get more scared of me than others. It's quite the squeeze in here. Can we make it? You have to be vegan and skinny. Well, being vegan doesn't automatically mean you're skinny. That's a stereotype. But it's easier to keep a healthy body weight if you eat whole food, plant-based. That's what I'm saying. I was gonna make a joke that you have to be skinny to feed the peacocks. But you can push open that door. I'm just gonna stop talking. I also make sure the peacocks have fresh water. But I come back with a hose and water it through that fence right there. Hello, Romeo and Juliet. Pretty sure that's what my parents named these peacocks. Unless their names have changed and you're different peacocks. Because my parents have had peacocks ever since I was a kid in this spot. And then they've had babies, but I think it's the same peacocks. Because I don't think that they've died. And I think peacocks live for a very long time. Although who knows how many more years you have. And you would like to be free. Let's let you out today. My parents will never know about it. I'm just kidding. The dogs might eat them or something. It is dangerous for them to be out in this area. Hey, what are you doing, kitty? Are you farming for me? You gardening? Well, thanks. Well, it wouldn't be dangerous for the peacocks to be out if the dogs were used to them like they're used to the chickens and the guineas. See, my mind's racing all over the place, logically thinking about this stuff, as it does. But it's my compassion that's leading these thoughts. My compassion for giving these animals a better life, the best life they can have, and not just having them for a selfish pleasure of having animals, just to have peacocks. But I'm not supposed to be going on vegan rants. All right. So, there's 2 more things to do. Oh, a couple more things. Water the birds, the peacocks, go back, give water to the emus in that one bowl. And then bring down some dog food for Freya, and then let them off so they can roam around a little bit. So here's the well water connector thing, faucet that we have. And there's 2 hoses to connect, one for each side. Well, this is the hose I use to reach the peacocks. This one can also go to the back where the pig and the older male goats were at, and the donkeys. But for now, I'm gonna use it to connect to the peacock, and then I'll unhook it and connect the other hose so I can give water to the emus. And I want to attach that to cover this area up right here so the dogs can't get through to eat the cat food. But usually they don't eat the cat food as long as you feed them first, which is why the first thing I did was feed the dogs. But they had enough dog food anyway, which is also why the cat food's full and you don't see any dogs in here. That's just what my parents told me. And it also used to be for another pig that we had named Gabriel, but Gabriel passed away some months ago. He was an older pig. He lived a good pig life. Wait, this doesn't go here. Put the rest of this stuff away. This is a badminton area. I play it sometimes with my son. I used to play with my parents as a kid, and my older brother, we'd play together. It's always good to make sure the water runs out for a second, so all the water that was sitting in the hose gets out. I'm not trying to spray my phone here. You gotta water the phone in the video so it grows. That's how you get more views. So I go around this way if I forget something or if I need to go back, because it's a little bit faster. And there's a little bit, it's not stuffy, because over there with all the animals, all the poop and stuff, and all the hay, it's just stuffier. Ain't that right, Sky? Alright, you gotta let the water run out of the hose. Eventually go. After it does that, then you're usually good to go. I might do it one more time. Or 5 more times. Look, a deer. I don't know if you can see it. I just saw a deer in the woods. Don't let the dogs know. They'll go crazy. Anyway. I'm just going to keep pointing this at the woods and you let me know if you see the deer. Them deer are good at running away and hiding though, I'll tell you what. Anyway, so I'm filling up this water and then I'll be done. That is the morning feed. After the morning feed, I'm gonna let Sky out and Freya out. But first, I'm gonna feed myself some breakfast. And then I'll let Freya off, and then I'll come up and let Sky off. And then since I can, I'll walk around and do some water and help out Tom, so he's not watering all of them, since I don't have to work until 3 today. But that's it. Leave a comment down below. Let Sky know what you think about the morning feed, because Sky reads all the comments, don't you? You read all the comments? Yes, she does. Thank you for watching. For the animals! Woo! The peacock always does that whenever I go, woo! It's funny. The peacock wants to be a part of the video. For the animals, woo! You know, I forgot to add this to the video, and that's letting the horses out. It's an important last step. Also, putting the thing on the shed. So let's let the horses out. Well, the horse and the mule. You ready to go out? Come on, Ollie. Ollie is very stubborn. He's very stubborn. You can see my face now. So he doesn't always listen to me. I gotta like clap my hands and be like, come on, Ollie. Come on, Ollie. Let's go. Ollie, let's go. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Good boy. Come on. Come on, Ollie. Ollie. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Ali. Come on. Ali. Let's go. Ali, he's being extra stubborn now. Come on, Ali, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on, Ali. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Ali. Ali, let's go. That'll work. We're losing retention on the video, Ali. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. You want feet? Here you go, Kenan. Oh my God. Go right out of my hand. Right again. Alright, Kenan likes to run out super fast of his stall. Here we go. You ready? No more creeping from me. Here we go. And then set this thing up over here. And there we go. That is the morning feed for the animals. Woo!